Hey guys, it's Sharon with Little Britain Company. Welcome to the channel. I am very sad about Temu, um, because of the tariffs. So, um, as the title says, uh, right now I am completely done shopping with Temu. It's kind of the end of the end of this really kind of cool time when we could get all of these great craft supplies and plenty of other supplies for these really good prices. Um, I absolutely get when I can buy locally. Yeah, sure, I love to do that, but can't always do that. Can't always afford that. Um, anyway, so the tariffs have gone into place. So anything that you get from Temu is going to be 1.5 times the price. So if it was originally $1, it's going to be $2.50. It's going to be $1, and then you're going to pay an extra $1.50, $1.45, on it. So if it was $10, you're going to take the $10 item and you're going to pay $25 for it, and so on. So that's just, there's just no point. And that's going to be true not just for the items coming in from places like Temu, but from, for a lot of items. So much of what we have in the country is was being made in China, and quite frankly, the ability for the country to get up and running and make their own versions of those things, or even just to get the equipment and the warehouses, and anyway, it's just going to take a long time for this country to be able to do that. So I feel a little bit like I'm worried about where my next craft supplies are going to come from. Does that sound like more like what I'm really talking about here? Um, anyway, so I actually looked on to see, well, what about buying locally? What do they have available for us locally? And there's plenty out there locally, through Temu, for very reasonable prices. But here's a big but. If you want, they'll do free shipping if you order $30 or more from a specific store. And so I went looking to see how easy would it be to get the $30 or more from one single store on Temu. It is not as easy as one would think. So I found a store that did the beads and went through it, and I found a decent number of things, but it wasn't going to equal $30. And then it kind of kicked me out. And then something else came into that pot, that was still local, but it turned out it was not part of this store. And then I went back in and looked for other stores. Sometimes you can reach the store, and sometimes it says, buy $30 from the store. Well, I can't find the store. It's not clicking for me. Sometimes you just, you're right in something that you're looking at, and it gives you the store name, and you can click on it and it shows you whatever's available. Anyway, for my part, I could not find a single store that was going to give me what I was interested in. And I'm not paying $2.99 for every single store. That's just silly. That's just, not sensible. So I have deleted my Temu app. Very sad. Very sad about that. Hoping that at some point it'll come back. Or something similar to it. But having said all that, I had gotten in one last order before the tariffs kicked in. And literally just before. I ordered this. It's actually quite heavy and thick. It's actually really heavy. I ordered this April 21st. And it took at least 5 days before it shipped. And I was getting concerned. And it landed in customs. I want to say it started going through customs like on the 30th or something. I mean, it was cutting close. Maybe the 29th, but then it sat in customs. And I'm like, that doesn't seem fair if it sits in customs and then you try to back charge me, because that's what they'll do. What they'll do is they'll ship it to your house, but you're going to get a bill for, it's going to be cash on delivery, they're going to want the additional tariffs. So I was very lucky that this one came in. That didn't happen. But this just came in today, is May 6th. This came in yesterday, May 5th. But it was already in country. It had already gone through all of those tariff issues. Sorry, I'm going to reposition myself here. So anyway, let's enjoy my very last Temu. Hopefully not last, but for right now, definitely. So there is a lot. There's a decent amount of stuff in here, and I'm going to have to take a quick, I'll show you what I can as I pull it out, and then I'll do the down camera so you can see more of what I got. I have no idea why it says that at the top, but this is just supposed to be a USB lighter. So basically you charge it up, and then right through here, it creates that little spark. And I was hoping that might be easier, like when I'm doing my ribbons, or there are certain things that I need to kind of cure. Don't know why it says that. It was not on the other 10. Anyway, so I got that. These other things out of here. I did get beads. I got my last, at least for now, focal beads. I wanted to make sure I got in spacers this time. That was a big deal to me, to be able to get some spacers in, because I hadn't done a good job of ordering spacers when I had ordered the last ones. Not a good job. Because I just wasn't paying attention to spacers. Spacers seem boring compared to these cool focal beads. Let me just dump it. Let's just dump it. Haha. All right, that should be everything. And I think I got some earrings. I want to say, did I find any earrings? Well, maybe not. Maybe not. There's a lot. I'll just dive in where I can. I'm going to show you this bag right here. So I ordered these. The picture did not look like this. So these are all double-sided tear tape. The problem is the manufacturer, whoever is selling it, instead of putting this in something reasonable or at least tight enough, they were all pretty much just thrown into the bag. And a bunch of them opened and stuck to the sides of the bag. So there's definitely going to be some loss here. But, there are a lot of them. They're all the same size. I did not... Oh, Temu. This part I won't miss. So it was impossible to see that they make it look like these are this big, when in reality, they're much smaller, so there's a lot less on each of them. I'm sure that the amount is what they say it is. This says it is... Nope, it just says 30 rolls. So, as always, it's always a bit of a buyer beware. Oh, my word. See? Just all opened up inside because they had not properly secured the rolls of tape. So, anyway, I'm not going to put them back in there. So you get 30 of these, which is quite a bit. And I might like working with the smaller... That's hilarious. Sorry, I got to show you this. All right, so this is actually one roll of tape. Somehow it came off of this piece that it's supposed to be attached to. Like the whole thing came off. It's just rolling around in there. So do not assume you're actually going to get 30 out of there. I gotta go back and look at the price of that, because for what I thought I was getting, I thought it was a good price. I'm honestly not sure. Looking at the size, I mean, yeah, it's a lot, but there's not a whole lot on there. I'll use it. We'll see. And I also have to make sure that it has a strong stick. I'll move that out of the way. Okay, so we got those. And then, gracious. I'll show you some of this. So to make the focal bead, some of the keychains that I want to make, I really needed this particular kind of ribbon. So I needed this. It's kind of, I mean, I've seen ribbon like this before, but it is very strong, so that when you tie things, they stay tied. And the designs I'm looking for, I want to be able to use this and the beading. I don't think I'm explaining myself well, but just to make it make sense. So I found the pink one. I was looking for a big old, this is a very big roll. This will last me a while. This one has, does this one say? Just says pink. Oh, 100 yards. This one has 100 yards on it. I think the other one's close. So those are going to last me a good while. So I found those two, and then I got, let me get rid of this thing. This one. The white was hard to find. This one is doesn't say. This does not say, but it is 2 millimeter, and it's quite heavy. So I think I had already put in the pink and the black before I finally found some white. Oh, and this other one was the other white that I had put in before I found this bigger roll of white. And then the deal that I was getting from Temu at the time, which, you know, I had a big coupon. But if you all have seen these, a lot of these coupons are now, yes, we're going to give you a big coupon, but you can only order from this page. And it gives you something like what I was seeing was almost exclusively jewelry making the big beads and the other stuff, which was fine. I mean, that is what I was interested in, but I would have liked to have all the options. And that was the other one I found, but it has these little pieces in here that you push them together that you can make lanyards. So I got those. I also really wanted to, as I said, I wanted spacers. So I found this box of spacers. That was a very good price. I want to say it was maybe not even $2, maybe. And I get that box of spacers. And then, because these don't need a down camera. And I got that box of spacers. So I thought that was a good start. Let's see. Everything else is mostly beads and hardware. So I'm going to move the camera downward so you can take a look at everything. Oh, I'll show you this one too. All right, so this is like a nylon. Okay. I'm looking again. That's it. Maybe it's on the front of this. No. It's all right. This is heavy, so I think there's quite a bit on here. But that's supposed to be like an elastic, but strong enough for your jewelry. So I tried some other ones, And when I start pulling them really tight, they snap. And that is something I don't want. But this one I think actually will hold. I think this one's almost like the fishing line. And you just put it through there so that it doesn't come on all. I love the case too, quite frankly. Kind of wanted them all to come with those cases. That would have been cool. Okay, so let me reverse the camera for you so I don't take all of your time. Okay, so let me show you a few things. There's a lot in here, so I'm not going to pull it all out. I think there are 16 pieces in here. I really like this particular keychain. I'm making several different kinds, but this one's really nice and long. It's longer than the other one. It's got a wider keychain piece. So I just really liked this one and got a bag. I wanted to make sure I had enough hardware too before Temu became unavailable to me. So I got that hardware. I got these pieces. So these are just the swivels with the keychain piece, and there are, it doesn't say. It just says bronze. All right. I don't really remember there. I mean, here's the bag. There's a lot of it. You can kind of see that there's quite a few in there. So, I don't know if I may use these together. I may not. These are great for purses. So, I was thinking they can work for beads and they can work for some of my sewing. It is a win-win. And then I got these sets. So these are like the other ones where you get the swivel and you get the keychain. There's just a lot. This is just a big variety. Get that one. Yeah, some of them are gunmetal and black, silver. I think the silver has the most in it. Gold, rose gold, this kind of off gold, bronze. So again, just a whole lot of hardware to help me with some of the making that I have to do. And some of that will go with my into my sewing stuff. Okay, and then finally, I think my final hardware, yeah, that goes over here. I got two different kinds. I wanted to test them. I wanted to see, look at their length and see if I wanted to do something differently with these. These are really intended. There's again, these are supposed to be stainless steel, but we'll see. We shall see. I'll try them out in one of my glue bottles. So this one has the rounded top, and then these have this. Show you this one. I was excited about these. I'll be more excited if they actually work, if they're actually stainless steel, as opposed to just steel colored. Ooh, can't see that. What excited me about these, let's see if we can go in on that. There we go. Are those little heads there. Because that just makes it so easy to put on one of those kind of cascading bead items. So I really liked that and wanted to give that one a try. And again, hopefully this one works. But I am losing faith. I think I'm losing faith. Okay, so let me show you. I think I'm going to start with some of the, it's a different kind of a bag. Some of the spacers that I got, but I need to make sure I have a place to put them. So I did get another one of these. I am absolutely in love with these Bright Room organizing. Love them. If you haven't seen my organizational video where I'm using those, oh, it's great. Okay, so we got this one. That gives me the serial number. It's always kind of 100 pieces. All right, so there are 100 pieces of this. I will say it feels cheap. It really does. It definitely feels cheap, but it was cheap, so I guess that's okay. Now I get to bring these little guys over. This is what I love. I can just bring my little container right over. It's going to go right into its little container. These have these little gems on the side, which I thought would work well, but I've got to be careful. If I'm going to sell this to someone, I want to make sure those gems are, you know, truly attached. Okay. Let's move this guy back just a wee bit. There we go. Okay, so that's one spacer. And then because I had gotten the pearls and the gold pearl? Do not escape. It's trying. It's really trying to escape. Come back here. All right, I'll find it a little bit. So I found these. These are really nice. Let me see if we can get really close. Maybe even closer. So if we can put that on its side. They're almost filigreed. So really pretty. I like the fanciness of it. Let me see if I can get these up without losing any more of them. One of them escaped. These are nice and heavy. I will say that. They're definitely heavier than the other one. Let's put that back. Okay. So next, again, this next pack is, I got the silver one, and it feels very heavy. It feels fairly substantial. So there are these really cool discs. And I think that there's really nothing on the side. Let's see that. Oh, my terrible fingernails. To get my nails done. So I think these are nice. I'm looking forward to kind of working with these. And they do, as I said, they feel substantial. They don't feel plasticky. All right, and then you cannot always catch everything. If you are doing something like the one where you're doing the order based on, some of it is based on what's in your cart. And that makes it hard because it's pulling stuff directly out of your cart that you may have already, I don't know. Like if you've checked it, you may not be sure, but then if you get one of these deals, they're going to go ahead and keep it there. That's kind of what this one was. But I do really like it. It's got that little filigree. So I'm liking that. I'm okay with it, and it wasn't exactly expensive. These are heavy duty, man. Okay, let's see. Do we have any more? Forgot about this one. So this is another. This is more of the swivels, but with this bizarre teeny tiny keychain, which I don't see being useful. That to me is just not. I just don't think I'm going to use the small ones. Okay, and one more spacer. So I wanted to try these. Let's see. They have a nice weight. I mean, to me, when I look at something like this, I want to just feel like there's a little bit of a weight to it. These are nicer now out of the package than they were in, and they're just smooth, rounded sides. So let me put those away. I'm probably gonna have to do it this way. By the way, some of you were asking me for the how you can get these organizational boxes. I did try to I sent several people links to the boxes, but what I've also learned is they're selling out of them. They were completely sold out of one of them, the longer, flatter one. They were completely sold out of that one as of this weekend, other than at one of my local stores. In my radius that I have in Target, I look at stores within a 100-mile radius, maybe slightly closer, and only one store still had these boxes, and you couldn't order them online. You had to go to the store and get them. So I did manage to score a few of them, but it's becoming like gold. It's crazy. Okay, so here is another spacer. It was Spacer City for me, guys, I have to say. I do like these. Let me zoom you in so you can see they've got a decorative look to them. It is a big hole, but when you put the round beads on top of that, it really, the big hole does not interfere with having it, kind of sit still. And I want to show you something else I got. This is the last of these. This is so these are bead needles. I looked for these all over here, and I'm sure I could have found them somewhere. I have been warned, at least online, I'm going to move that out of the way so you can see these better, to be careful with this part. I've been, there's several people who do the beads, and they do warn that while you're going through, you can actually poke yourself with this part in particular. So, if you get something like this, just be careful. But you're meant to be able to load a whole pile of, you put your ribbon on here, then, or whatever you're stringing it onto, and then you put the beads on, and then you pull it through, or you put your ribbon on at the end. And then you put your beads on. First you put your beads on, then you put the ribbon on, then you pull it through, and it loads everything for you. But they do look a little wicked right there. I do like that little thing. So hopefully these are going to work well. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else I need to show you before? Oh, yep, here's another one. Here's another spacer. I got a lot, guys. I was really going to town on the spacers. I knew I was going to need them. I wanted to make sure I had some variety of them. I think I got it already. So these, it's hard to show you from the side. Right there. Yep. So I liked this one. Almost fluted. Wow. Now seriously, is that it? Okay, are you guys ready to see the big guns here? I have quite a few focal beads now, so I am very much ready to start playing with these a little bit more. So I got these. These are not, of course, focal beads, but I really wanted some more. I mean, they're not really a spacer either, but I just wanted something else that I could put there, that I could use with it. Oh, put that in there. So I got that one. You want to, between the focal beads, you can't have a whole thing of focal beads. That just usually doesn't look right. But I'm sure there are people. Oh, did you see how they escaped? One's like right under here. There we go. This was a very cool set. I just really like these stripes. And I really liked the mint and pink. I'm pretty sure I can talk, but maybe not today, because that was just gibberish. Yeah, so these were super fun. I really enjoyed getting these. I'm going to go ahead and put them into one of my bigger containers. Love these. Love the way I can actually look at everything. So, look at that escape artist right there. I found it. So this next set has a whole lot of different stuff in it. I hope it all can fit here, because I do not want these rolling away. This is so cool. So with this set, they had a lot of different colors. I just really liked these very sort of muted, calm colors. I hope customers like them too. And this one came with more of the spacers. Sort of this kind of a spacer, even this kind. And then I like the geometric designs here. I'm pretty sure I didn't know exactly what I'd be getting, so how many of each. But it seems to be a fairly nice variety. Okay. I don't want to lose any, so here we go. And again, isn't that nice? I can really see everything. I can really see it. As opposed to, you know, not really being able to see it, and that's bad. One second. The only way I can do the beads is if I go ahead, let me put this back for you for a second. I have found that for me to do the beads, especially when I'm showing you, I really want to be able to put them straight into a box. And I need to rearrange this, but when I do, I'm just going to like pick up this one and put it into a different box, and this one. So I put all of the kind of hardware items into one box, and this is all just, this one is intended to be just spacers. So much easier. Yeah, I adore these boxes. I'm using boxes also for other things that I wanted to organize. So super fun. And I'm talking a little fast today, I think only because if I don't, y'all know me. I can talk and talk and talk. All right, so I'm going to bring this in a whole lot. Look at how cool that is. These are so nice. You got the heart and the I love you. This is just, I think this is precious. This particular one. Sorry, I put the next box out and ready, and I promptly put it down somewhere. All right, so these beautiful beads, love them. And these are more, to me, these are more like an accent piece. They're not a spacer. They really could stand on their own. But that's not how at all. Okay, and then I decided I needed a little bit more of the musical ones, and it was actually really hard to find the musical pieces. And I had been hoping to find a trombone or something with a trombone on it. I was not able to do that. But this came to 5 to the pack, which is how they often do. So I really, really like those. I was really just looking for a variety so that if things kind of dried up for a little while, I would have some stock. I think these are really cute. I think these little boo pumpkins are adorable. And this was also 5. And I want to say most of these were between $3 and $4 around that area. I very purposely did not get ones that were going to be more than, you know, that were going to make these $1 a piece or more. Because there were plenty that would have made pieces $1 a piece and more, and I just avoided those. I thought that was just going to be difficult to price out. All right, these little ghosts are so stinking cute. These are so cute. I did luck into a few deals where something was like under $3 or even under $2. I had 1 or 2 deals where it was under $2. I just don't remember which ones they were. All right, and then let's see. I guess we'll stick with the Halloween theme for a minute here. This one reminds me both of Harry Potter and of Hocus Pocus. The book, the eye, but then I almost saw this like teeth. I think these are adorable. So cute. All right, so that one was cute. I think this is the last Halloween one. Halloweeny. And again, wouldn't that be, I mean, it's just kind of precious for Halloween. Cute. So, or Day of the Dead. Okay. So, since we're going a little themey here, I'll show you this one next. I looked at these several times because these actually were expensive. These were, because you get 6 of them, these were just under $1 a piece, but they're so stinking cute. And they're so summery. I had to. I did have them in my cart for a while before I finally caved. Okay, and then we have these adorable turtles. So you get 3 dark green, 3 light green. They are just precious. And I will say, I have not seen any of the beads where I was really concerned about the quality of the painting. And that's been a problem with some of the charms. The quality of the painting hasn't just always been there, but these are great. Okay, and then we got this one. Okay, I had to. Again, I had to. And these were very inexpensive. I want to say that the 4 of these were under $2. So they were close to about 50 cents a piece, which was a very good price. So cute. So, so cute. Okay. Next, I'm going to jump into some Christmas. So I had gotten some penguins before, but these little guys, I just love how chubby they are. They're so chubby. So, so cute. All right, so I thought the chubby penguins were adorable. And then I saw, yeah, what can you say? You gotta have Santa, right? Again, I was, and still am, concerned about my ability to get some of this stuff in after, you know, when we get closer to craft fairs and some of the things that I want to do. So I liked the Santa. They had a lot of really cute Santas. I liked this one, and I liked the price point. But I actually really did think this one was great because you get 9 or 10 for, you get 10 of these. Yeah, this price was quite good. Next. Okay. This one. These are some pretty adorable snowmen. You can see them even better. I mean, the details on these are just fabulous. This one was 9. And then speaking of snowmen, and then just a completely different type of snowman was this one. I just liked like seeing some of the differences between the two. This one was only 5 beads. So cute. Okay. And finally, this one was just reminds me of my childhood. I actually cannot eat these anymore. And these, of course, look just like the Little Debbie's Christmas cakes. How cute they are. They are so stinking cute. So this was a fun haul, but it was also a difficult one because I really believe that, you know, certainly for the foreseeable future, this is the end of my shopping at Temu. My husband will be happy. My pocketbook will be happy. I won't be so happy. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you had fun with it, and I wish you luck in finding a reputable, well, not reputable is not the right word, but finding a store on Temu that actually has everything you want. I'm really hoping that we can do that. If I find one that I think is really good for craft, I will certainly send it out as I'm looking online now. But in the meantime, y'all have a wonderful night. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please, please, please subscribe and help us grow the channel. And I will see you all next time. Cheers.